Yo, what's up, chat? How's everyone doing? Welcome to another episode of your boy, with your boy. Why did I say your boy? With your boy, TraderPrad. It's time for After the After Hours show. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone had a wonderful Monday. The week's back. Oh, my niece is crying. She got hurt downstairs. Oh, little baby, she got hurt. I don't know how she got hurt, but that's a little upsetting. I don't like when she's hurt. But oh, music too loud. I forgot to turn the music down. I apologize. Music too loud. I forgot to turn the music down. Thank you, Dieter. Thank you. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to another episode. I'm your boy, TraderPrad. We're here for After the After Hours show, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. You know, After Hours is done. The markets are closed. Now you have the blue ocean markets. The overnight markets are trading. For those of you who have access to that, maybe let me know how some of these stocks that we're looking at moves around, such as I think Robinhood gives you access to overnight. So maybe let me know some of these stocks that we're talking about. Put it in the chat as we keep on going through stock per stock in our extensive watch list that we always have, how these stocks might be moving around, and maybe in the Robinhood market if some of you have access to that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we do over here. We talk about stocks. We look at the opportunities that moved around today, opportunities that possibly will move around tomorrow based on earnings reports, and try to chart, look for areas that might be interesting, look for setups that might be interesting, and then prepare ourselves basically for the next day, see how we can add to the sweet chata in our pockets basically. So looking for all opportunities in the market. Lots of stocks moving around today in the after hours from earnings report. The earnings reports are still hot, and that's what I love. The earnings reports are not dying yet. We got Zoom, Workday, iRobot, Unity coming out with the after hours. Tomorrow pre-market we got NCLH, Lowe's, Macy's, and we already had so many stocks already reported for us previously. We have Coinbase, Riot, Mara moving around because Bitcoin took out that crazy 53k area, taking out that 53k area today. Monster trading opportunities on long side on Coinbase, on Riot, on Mara, and we're looking to see how we can possibly catch some sort of a day two win or some sort of a reversal back to the downside on these stocks if Bitcoin gives back a little bit. So we're looking for all types of opportunities over here, and these stocks really rallied. Along with those stocks, we still have the semiconductor sector, always maybe not always, but currently so hot semiconductor, the chip sector, as I call them, the flaming hot Cheetos sector, because they're chips, flaming hot Cheetos. The flaming hot Cheeto sector is still very hot at the moment. We'll see if we can find more plays on that part, and then more earning stocks as we always like to take a look at. Before we start off with anything stock market, I guess what I'm going to say is stock market related. But before we start off with anything earnings related, I want to talk about LUNR. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Who said that the lunar rover did not land properly and it probably crashed and it was an unsuccessful landing? I did. And it actually ended up going out that way. So it was an unsuccessful landing. The thing did not end up properly land and is not able to do any tests at the moment. The stock price has been climbing going into that Mars, was it Mars or moon landing that the rover was going through. But yeah, game over. That's right, Angry Buddha, game over for that stock. Absolute destruction. It's probably into 1,000,000 pieces at this point. Nah, I don't know if it is, but complete destruction over there. Previously they used to drop rovers down using like a drone almost, right? A drone would drop the rover slowly using a rope. It would almost be like a helicopter dropping a helo system. But no, right now they're trying to get fancy and try to land, you know, rockets on moons and spaceships on moons and whatnot. Shout out to SpaceX though, obviously they've done it on Earth, but Moon and Mars might be a little bit trickier, and we're seeing that play out already. So LUNR, that's the ticker of the stock in hand. That stock absolutely crumbled today. Gave me a beautiful short opportunity. I got a good short on it, but I kind of fumbled the bag on it at the end of the day. But man, what a short opportunity on LUNR, and we'll see if there's more opportunities on there. To the downside, I think the stock has some more reversal opportunities back to the ground. You know, it did not crash into Mars, but we're talking about reversal back into orbit over here, come back to Earth's gravitational pull, and get dragged into what is called as fair price. And I put fair price in brackets because the markets are not efficient. If the markets are efficient, the stocks wouldn't move. It would be like currencies. Forex markets, for example, are very inefficient. It would be like very efficient. It would be like currencies. They wouldn't move around a lot. And when they do move, it happens because of some big catalyst that's already moving the markets anyway. So Forex markets are very, very efficient, in my opinion. Anyone who's trading Forex and trying to sell you Forex courses or whatever is an absolute scam artist. Anyone trying to sell you any course in trading is a scam artist to begin with. But if they're doing it on Forex side, then they're 100% scamming you. So you got to be careful on that one. Okay. Now that the whole rant about the lunar landing and Forex, for some reason Forex came into over here, let's get to the fun part. Let's talk about our ever so loving inefficient markets and how can we find opportunities on that tomorrow. Lots of stocks that reported earnings today after hours. So why don't we dive into our earnings report. Sorry, not earnings report, into our watch list. So this is our watch list for the day, starting with Unity all the way down to IWM. So it's a little bit bigger than yesterday, not not that much bigger than yesterday, but a little bit bigger than yesterday's watch list. Some of the stocks from yesterday already into the watch list over here, like Square, Carvana. Carvana made a pretty decent move. I also added Marvell and MU into this because MU moved into a pretty decent level today. Marvell, however, it's not really ready yet, but I'm just going to keep it on my watch list for any possible trades. Li Auto with this earnings move, monster long opportunity on Li Auto. If you took that one, I had it, so shout out to anyone who had the Li Auto long today. Pan W had a monster reversal back into $310 also, so an opportunity on there to possibly look for a trade. Pan W looks like it's might close some gap soon, or try to after today's move, maybe has a little bit of a pullback tomorrow back towards $300 to go test supports. So Pan W, keep on watch for that one. Walmart had that split, so now Walmart, which I thought was supposed to be trading at $5, I was wrong. It's trading at $50, but however, it split from $180 to $50, so watch Walmart over here. And BITO, indeed a new high coming in with the Bitcoin moving to above $53,000. So BITO at a new all-time high, taking Coinbase into almost $200 today. Not nearly into it, but almost into 200. Riot and Mara are also going into pretty good levels. So that's our watch list for the day, but we need to talk about these first 5-6 stocks over here at the top because we have no clue how they're moving around based on earnings reports. So let's start off with Unity because it's at the top of the list. Also because it's a gaming company, it's a game dev company, and I'm a gamer. Yes, sir. Let me know if anyone in the chat games right now and what games you're playing. I know Angry Buddha is playing Pal World. If you're still playing Pal World, let me know. And what games do you guys play? Do you guys play Tarkov? If you do, we could run some Tarkov together. All right. Let's start off with Unity. So I'm gonna head over to my trusty tool over here known as Benzinga. If you want to go check out Benzinga, please go check out my affiliate link down below in the description. We're gonna check what Unity's earnings report looks like. So Unity's growth was 35% year over year on revenue, which missed estimates for a loss of 42 cents per share. But what's the reported 66, but estimates were 42 cents. Okay, so they lost a little bit wider than what the expectation was, so still losing money, sadly. Create Solutions revenue came in at 290 million, up 47%. I don't know what Create Solutions is, I'll be honest with you. Grow Solutions revenue, maybe Create Solutions, like they're creating solutions, and Grow Solutions are solutions that they already have had before. I'm just making stuff up right now, but what the hell does Create Solutions and Grow Solutions sounds like they're growing solutions that they've already created, and Create Solutions sounds like they're creating solutions at this point, but we're just making stuff up anyways. Numbers are up, however, 47% on that part and 26% on this part. Cash provided by operations was 72 million in the quarter, and free cash flow was 61 million. Unity provided an update on its portfolio reset, which included narrowing investments in new businesses and existing businesses where the company does not believe in it could provide unique value for customers. Unity is not Unreal. Yeah, never mind. I almost got confused over there. Unreal is Epic Games engine. Unity is its own separate engine. Professional services now be limited to a few strategic engagements. The company will also exit the hardware components of its multi-layer business. Ooh, okay. That does not look good. Halt development of its industry artistry tools and exits its Luna business. Not sure what that is either. We are focused on delivering value for customers. We believe that we are making the right interventions to win the customers for many years to come through a more focused portfolio, a leaner cost structure, and innovations that customers value. Honestly, from what I hear, a lot of developers hate Unity because Unity sucks. But I also know a lot of developers who like Unity and they are happy with what they have. So, I mean, I've heard both sides of the coins. I don't really have I don't know how to put this expression, a monkey in the fight. I don't really have a bet in this fight, but you know, I guess we do have a bet because we're going to be trading it tomorrow. The company in the letter to its shareholders, we are committed to increase shareholder value through revenue growth, margin expansion, and free cash flow generation, and we believe that the steps we have taken in the past few months positions us for success in 2024 and beyond. Unity sees blah 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 blah. I don't want to see what they dropped down to or dropped up to. Off a quick glance right here, you can see that they did miss EP. Oh wow, EPS over here says they were supposed to report positive 23 cents. We have missing or they were supposed to miss only 42 cents, negative 42 cents. But over here on TradingView, it says that they reported actually, or estimates was actually 23 cents. Obviously, estimates depends on whose analyst you're taking a look at, which analyst you're comparing them to. Some analysts might have actually estimated 23 cents, but most analysts probably estimated what Benzinga reported over here. At least that's what I would guess. This is the intraday move today. That's a pretty damn bullish move before the earnings report even comes out, because the earnings report comes out in the after hours. So 6% move almost before the report comes out. Now let's go see. Based on what I saw in the report, it was pretty much positive, but they were exiting a little bit of their a part of their business. Now is exiting that business a good thing or a bad thing? Unity, obviously a software company. Unity Software is their name, so them exiting a hardware company and focusing more on their software side might just be a more good thing, and might just be what the shareholders and the board members want from this stock. So I think that news catalyst could be looked at both ways, but mainly more positive. And they are talking about how they want to increase shareholder value, they want to get more customers, they want to retain said customers. Also, all things are good. At the same time, they are growing. However, they did miss on one little thing, which is that EPS part. So let's see if the stock flushed to the downside or not. Do we have actually guidance for next quarter? I'm just going to quickly read through over here. Strategic portfolio revenue in the range. Okay, we do have a guidance. Unity sees first quarter strategic for portfolio revenue in the range of 415 to 420. The company anticipates full year 2024 to be between 1.76 and 1.8 billion for strategic portfolio business, but no estimates compared to that. So now we just have to see where the stock went, sadly, to the downside. Psych, going to the downside. I thought it was actually going up because I thought that catalyst that it had was not as bad of a catalyst. They're a software company, and them saying that we want to focus more on software instead of hardware and exiting the hardware business, I thought that would be bullish, but I guess not, because big downside move. This is the previous earnings report over here. ER probably November 23. I'm just going to put in November. Actually, I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to go here, go check what date is it coming from. It is November, huh? I'm just a genius. Okay. So November 2023 anchor VWAP was pretty much the high of day today, and after that report today, we flushed to the downside. I kind of got a glimpse of what that price was. I think we're somewhere down over here in the 20s, but either way, I'm just gonna put some levels down, levels that I might be interested in, and we'll zoom back into the 5-minute chart and see if those levels came into play at all for us to trade off of. I mean, that's a pretty old level, 2022, and that's pretty close to that level too, honestly. So I don't really think that is any validity behind that level. I mean, is that in the 1-year range? Nah, it's not in the 1-year range, but if you just zoom out a little bit more, it's right there. So you know what, I'll just put it in 21.22 and then 22.20. Yeah, I'll just put it in, screw it. So we have these levels over here on the stock. Don't really see anything lower than that. That means that's the all-time low. Are we? Okay, good. We're not at all-time lows. I was worried for a second, I'll be honest. I thought we were at all-time lows into all the way in these areas, but we're not. We're still above 26s or so. We're right into these areas. Honestly, these numbers might just come into play tomorrow. That beautiful double bottom over here on the daily chart, you might even call it a triple bottom. 1, 2, 3 bottoms coming in before we break out, and a little fake out over here before the real breakout on the earnings report comes into play. So you could even call that the triple bottom. So the triple bottom could just come into play tomorrow. So you might want to watch out for that area. That price is $24.69. I'm going to just say $24.50 as support. However, we did have a little bit of a base being formed in the 2650. So you would want to see that 2650 obviously hold in pre-market. We start pushing up on into pre-market and going into $28 or so, showing you that the report that we just read wasn't really that bearish. Maybe the stock has a chance to move back into yesterday's low, or sorry, should I say today's low, giving you an opportunity to catch the long right back through here. But for that, you know, you don't want to see the stock below 2650. So let's see what happens into 2650 into pre-market. But if we do get under 2650, maybe I will put in 2650 into my notes as an inflection zone, and then we'll just kind of revamp our notes based on where the stock moves into, what levels the stock moves into in pre-market or so. So 2650 based on where we are currently is the inflection zone. The first support is 2450. The next support under that is a 2220, and the last support, which is the all-time low, don't really think we should go all the way down there. Is that the all-time low, 2120? I guess so. I thought it was another number below that. 2120 is the all-time low over there to the downside on Unity. So watching those 3 areas to the downside. If we do get below 2460, I'm not really making a decision until the stock sees 22. I'm not gonna fight that falling knife, because we have seen a stock recently absolutely destroy itself, which was Rivian. big move to the downside, back-to-back days, going into $10. Actually managed to hold $10 today. I tried to get that SSR long, but I missed it. I missed that SSR long. I was sitting at 10.05 and they just didn't want to give me size. They ran away from me and they said, no size for you, Pratty Daddy. We're running away from you. Corey's in the house. What's up, Corey? How you doing, brother? We got Barkit, Angry Buddha, TH, Ryan. What's good, Ryan? Dieter was good, buddy. Barkit saying, hey Prad, can you help me with analysis on Google Alphabet? Don't trade Google at the moment for the long side. Any good support levels for long entry? Don't trade Google for the long side right now. Workday, W-Day, Unity, you sold off post ER on soft guidance. Support levels for bounce plays, please. Okay, hey, you got the right stocks to take a look at. Look at you. Okay, yeah. Just stick around. All those stocks on my watch list. We'll be talking about them throughout the thing. Didn't receive YouTube alert until 8 p.m. Usually receive it at 7:05. That's because I did not create the stream until 7:45 p.m. I got home a little bit late. I had to go to the gym today, man. I got home late, pretty late. And it might just be that way because I'm no longer just sitting at home and taking care of my dog anymore. Talking about my dog, it's his birthday today. Everyone say happy birthday, Coco, in the chat. I have to go spend some time with him very soon. That's why I'm trying to run through this watch list here. Run through my watch list so I can take my dog for a walk, so I can play with my dog a little bit. Spend some time with my little 6-year-old puppy. He's 6-year-old puppy now. So I'm going to run through this watch list. So stay tuned. And if you feel like I'm talking too fast, just slow the stream down. Put the stream down on 1.5, oh sorry, not 1.5, 0.5 speed. And it'll sound like times 1 or normal speed for you. Slow the stream down by using the options on YouTube because I have to run through the stream. T8 saying happy birthday, Coco. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Mucho obrigado. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, let's get back to the watch list over here. Unity resistances to the upside. I mean, clearly we got big move to the downside today. So the first resistance should be where these earnings VWAP is, right into this 28.50. You can also see right into $28. We got a little bit of a double top. Clear selling coming into this $28. My guess is $28 anchor VWAP actually gets drawn into 28, and we bounce between 28 and 26.50 in pre-market before the stock makes a decision to either break through 28 and go to the north side into today's low, or break below 26.50 and go to the downside all the way into all-time lows areas. So for me, the first resistance will be right around $28. But if $28, if anchored VWAP does not get pulled down to 28, then my resistance will then lean up all the way to 28.50, 28.40 area, wherever this anchored VWAP is. So $28 is my first resistance on Zoom. As you said, Barkit, though, for areas for bounce, I mean, you are watching that 24.50 for a possible support. We are down. How much are we down after hours over here on the stock? We went up originally, bounced, rejected right off the previous earnings VWAP, surprisingly enough, and then flushed. 33.04 is where we closed today. 33.04, 33.04. I'll just do that. And we are down about 18% over here in after hours. So big drop. If we go to 24, that would be like what, 20% or so? That would be about 20% to the downside. I won't say that won't happen. That could very easily happen, but I don't think 35% happens, right? I don't think 35% happens. 25% possibly easily happens. We have seen Rivian just do that recently, drop down 20%, 30% back-to-back days. So watch out for Unity. It could easily break the bottoms. So be careful for this one. Going on to the next stock, Zoom, ZM. You guys know how much I hate Zoom, but we have to deal with the stock at the moment because it might just give us some beautiful long opportunities. So let me quickly put in our earnings anchor VWAP ER February 24. What is 234, bruh? February 24, cancel. Okay. Go back to my 5-minute chart and you can see what a beautiful move over here in the after hours on the earnings report. So let's take a quick glance at the ER beat, EPS was a beat, revenue was a beat. Let's go see what the guidance was on Zoom. ZM on our trusty friend Benzinga. What do you say, Benzinga? Check the link out below in the description. So we know that the EPS was beat and revenue was beat, so we don't really need to take a look at that. Enterprise revenue was up 5% year over year, while online revenue fell 0.5%. Not good at all, but at least not down big time. Net cash provided by operating activities in the fourth quarter and free cash flow comes in around 351.2 and 332 million respectively. Zoom ended the quarter with approximately 220,400. Why do I feel like the Nigerian president right now, dude? My brain's farting. Listen carefully. Okay, 100 million trillion billion 220,400. Is that how you say that? Why does that sound so wrong? I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Chat says it's right. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna run with it. So where are we again? My brain just completely farted reading that number. Customers up 3.5% year over year. Honestly, whoever's paying for Zoom is an absolute moron, but shout out to you for paying for it. Trash TV Live is actually the part of one of the companies that pays for it. 3,810 of those customers were contributing more than 100,000 in trailing 12-month revenue at quarter end, up at 9.8% year over year increase. Okay, that kind of makes sense with this move right now that we're seeing. In full year 2024, we're Zoom AI compared. What is your AI companion doing, brother? What he's not telling you is his AI companion is actually now going to be listening into every single voice call, Zoom call that you're holding and keeping that as a database. I mean, they probably are already keeping that as a database. Now they're going to be training it off of that, so it knows you more than you know yourself. This is crazy. Zoom AI companion. That's probably part of the reason why it took off. More than like half of these numbers. The numbers don't look that great. 3.5%. I mean, okay. We're at all-time highs on this market. This number might not be enough to take Zoom all the way back into COVID numbers. Neither is that number. Neither is any of these numbers. But it's this AI statements that kind of launched it to the north side, in my opinion. Let's go take a look at the estimates, because they did provide us with estimates. Zoom expects fiscal first quarter revenue to be approximately 1.25 billion versus estimates of 1.13 billion. Down 0.5 billion. Not that bad. The company expects first quarter earnings to be between 1.18 and 1.2 compared to the estimates of 1.13, so well above the estimate range. Okay, that's a pretty bullish beat. Full year revenue is estimated to be between 4.6 versus estimates of 4.6, pretty much in line. Full year earnings are expected to be between 4.85 and 4.8 compared to estimates of 4. That's a pretty big bullish. I'm also calling bullshit on that. Calling bullshit on that one. Zoom board authorized a stock repurchase. That's also another reason for the stock. There's so many reasons for the stock to go up. Honestly, it makes sense now. It all makes sense. Everything makes sense as to why we're watching a big move as the one we're seeing right now on the chart play out. So let's zoom out on the daily chart. Let's throw in some levels. Zoom actually going back into this area. That's crazy. But see how choppy this area is on Zoom. See how much we played around the zone. You want to see Zoom really clear $71 now, or it's like it doesn't even matter at this point. It doesn't even matter. I tried so hard. Let me just throw some lines in for myself here. Okay, there we go. So we got this little consolidation. We got this consolidation high kind of marked up by this triple, quadruple top, whatever you want to call it. This high from April 2023 came in multiple times. And we got also this little high right here, this recent high, and this recent high, and this recent high, just kind of throwing in lines, and that also encompasses the same range low. That same range low covers at the same time. So I like that level a lot more. It's a lot more important to me than just putting it over here and calling that a level. Putting it that over there kind of gave me a more stronger idea of a level for me. I mean, and honestly, you can draw this back all the way back here and kind of see that level of how much more important that level kind of was, honestly. So we're gonna for now just leave it over here, use that line. Now let's go back into that 5-minute chart, see if those ballin' Prastrodamus levels always come into play. I mean, do I even hit it? Yeah, I do. Prastrodamus always comes into play. Make sure you're checking your mom's messages. She's telling you to hit that like. She's telling you to hit that subscribe and all that fun stuff. So go check it out, boys. Beautiful $72 move coming in over here on Zoom, and that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see $72 coming into play, and for us to be able to play with the stock at 74, 75 areas. You don't want to play with these areas again, because these areas are going to be very choppy for us to play with, very boring. Also, you don't really want to be playing with these areas. You want us to break out and start playing with these zones, a zone that we actually haven't played with a little while, and maybe new buyers, new sellers. Some stops get burnt out from here. Maybe some stops get burnt out on this move, and with all that crazy news that the stock came out with, 1.5 billion stock repurchase program, big beats on EPS for the full year and for the first quarter, talking about Zoom AI stuff. Only thing that they lost money on was well, online revenue fell 0.5% only. That's barely anything. They're growing in customer base. They're growing in every single aspect that you want to see a company grow in. So Zoom might actually have that exponential move to the north side that we have been watching some of these stocks make, such as Li Auto, such as Nvidia. Anything that these days basically says AI at this point just flies off. So I mean, maybe that's what I should do. I should call my stream Prad AI, and the view count just immediately launches up to $1 million per share or something, right? I think that's what happens. I'm calling myself Prad AI from now on. Surprisingly enough, the first two letters of my last name are actually oh, they're not. It's AK. Oh, I thought I was cool enough by saying it's AI, but it's not. It's AKKI. Damn it. Anyways, coming back to the market over here, Zoom, we do have some levels over here to the upside to play with, but now we need some levels on the downside in case it does pull back. If this area does reject as a hard reject for us, and we are not able to find longs through these areas, then we need to look for areas that could possibly hold up as supports if the stock does pull back, and that would be this range low, which also ends up being this little double top high over here for us to play with, right into whatever that price is, $66.40. So let's pull back into the 5-minute chart and right into here, but above that already you can see how the previous anchor VWAP Feb 23, no, it's November 23. November 23 already acting like a little bit of a support over here. First time, second time, so 2 times it acted as support on the way down. So looks like we got some buyers showing up at $67.50. So let's put in some notes over here on Zoom. First support 61.50, second support 66.50. You don't want to see it under 66.50, but if it does go under 66.50, you still have yesterday's high, which is actually today's high, right around 64.50. So you got 3 levels over here to keep an eye out for. Did I say 61.50? I meant 67.50. Sorry, 67.50, 66.50, and 64.50 are 3 areas to watch on the downside. Resistances right now, based on how the stock is trading in pre-market, you have that $70.50, $72 as a resistance, but my guess is in pre-market we're actually trading over here. I'm just throwing a wild prediction out there. So my guess is we're trading up over here, at which point my resistances are now $74.50 and $76, and my supports are now $71.50 and then $70.50 instead of all the way down over here. So I am putting my levels down for me to keep an eye out for, but keep an eye out to see how the stock changes in pre-market. The characteristics in pre-market changes the setup completely, and the playbook completely, and the trade idea completely. So you want to make sure that the pre-market areas are being respected, and not just, you know, whatever I'm saying on the stock right now on the after hour move is the only one that's respected completely, right? Understand the pre-market moves, and then make sure you're adding that to your playbook too. $71.50 to $72 is my first resistance right now, a soft resistance I'll call it. Above that we do have that 74.50, and then above that we have 76 on Zoom. So let me just put that as important color, orange, la orange. Stream raid, yo, what's up? Think with Bookmap family. We gotta think with Bookmap. Stream raid coming in. That should light up. Did that not light up? Hold up. That should light up if something cool happens. If it did not, let me know. But stream raid, everyone go check out my boys over here. Alex from Think with Bookmap family, thank you for the stream raid. You don't have to do that. I know how annoying it is when you have to end the stream and restart your stream for the Nasdaq and the other stuff, but I appreciate it. Everyone who's brand new right now, I am TraderPrad. I host the nighttime equities I host a nighttime equity stock market show where I kind of go through the stocks that moved around on the day, the stocks that might move around tomorrow. We look for interesting levels to trade off of, and hopefully we find some opportunities and some money making setups for the next day. I do this every day, Monday to Thursday, 8 o'clock. That's the after hours show. And I also have another show on Sunday at 6 p.m. called Sunday Night Service. So come check me out. Sunday 6 p.m., Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. And please make sure to hit that like and subscribe. But let's continue with that party. We were having some fun charting some stocks over here. We just finished Zoom, but we're gonna go to the next one over here, which is Workday, a stock that also announced earnings today after hours. And I thought it moved up actually, but it moved to the downside. Workday crashing to the downside after the earnings report. That just makes it a little bit better for me, because your stock price going down makes you cheaper, makes you easier for me to trade. The stock does have a decent amount of volume for a $200-$300 stock. The average volume is 1.5 million. It's not horrible, it's not horrendous, but it's not bad either. So not good either. So we'll wait to see if some volume can pick up on the stock. Today it did bring in 5 million shares before the earnings report, surprisingly enough, and it had a pretty bullish hold, even though the market was very choppy. The market went up, went down, went up, went down, and Workday over here just kind of stuck around in nothing, and eventually got beat down to the downside big time. We first got a pop over here, looks like. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. What do you look like on the 1 minute chart? I don't want to put you there, not at all. I want to put you there. So originally a down move that got bought right back up, then an up move that got sold right back down, but with barely any volume. So this just looks like a nonsense of a move overall. Later on, the volume kind of picks up, and this is where the earnings report is getting disseminated by the markets and so on. The report looks bullish to me. I mean, they did beat about 6.66. You can turn that 9 upside down. It's a 6 now. If you know where that lyric comes from, I actually had to spin that lyric around a little bit, but that's a lyric. That's a bar. So this one over here, 6% to the upside, is a beat on EPS and barely a beat on revenue, but a big move to the downside. I'm guessing it has something to do with guidance and so on. So nice little move to the downside over here on Workday. Wow, Workday has been on a little bit of a heater. Over here on Workday. And look at that, surprisingly enough, the previous earnings anchored VWAP, November 23, is exactly where our trend line is. That's pretty cool. That almost never happens to me. That's rare. That's pretty rare. You see, like, anchored VWAP lining up with the horizontal line, never with the diagonal line. So that's pretty crazy, but let's see how important that is. Are we exactly there? Come on, man, that this shit doesn't get easier than that. I mean, look at that. You're telling me that obviously if you zoom out it looks a little ugly, but that's crazy. Why did it get messed up though? What happened there? There you go. I guess the trend line moves based on how zoomed in and unzoomed you are. Either way, that's beautiful. So workday, we got some possible buyers into this 280 zone. You see 280 is nice little support right now. You got the previous earnings anchored VWAP coming in right into the $280. 280 also happens to be a nice little flat area over here where the stock resisted before breaking out to the north side. We were on a little bit of heater, and that heater just got retested on what looked like a positive earnings report, right? Okay, that's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positive earnings reports over here so far on workday, and we are just now kind of pulling back and testing the previous earnings trend, I guess, right? Previous earnings trend. We're bouncing off the previous earnings trend line. We're bouncing off the previous earnings anchored VWAP, and we're kind of coming back into the previous earnings resistance high at the same time and bouncing off of that too. So it's like a triple trifecta trade, honestly. So the 280 area, if we see supports coming into 280 at the same time, what was the low in the after hours? 276.70. I'll say 280 to 275, god damn it. I'll say that. $5 risk for this position, even though I never take that much risk. I'll fucking say it. $5 risk, god damn it. 280 to 275. If 275 breaks, honestly, the stock is easily going way more to the downside. You want to stay away from it. But if 280 to 275 holds, you got a monster move back up into $300. That's a $20 move for a $5 risk, right? So that's the beautiful risk to reward type of scenarios I want to be involved in. And I think we have to kind of go take a look at what the earnings report looked like on this position, just so we don't get caught off guard. Did they guide lower? Did they guide higher? How did it go out? Workday to acquire higher score. Maybe that's why they went down. Because they're hiring, or sorry, they're not hiring, they're acquiring another company. That means they're going to be out of X amount of dollars in their pocket. Okay, let's go read about it. The details. Workday reported, we already know what the EPS and blah 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 is. Company reported quarterly sales of 1.92 billion, which met analyst consensus estimates. Grew 16%, increase year over year. Workday reported a total subscriber revenue coming in at revenue backlog, okay, up 27% same period last year. The company said 12-month subscription revenue backlog was at 6.6 billion and the 24-month subscription revenue backlog was at 11.7 billion, both increasing 20% year over year. Workday also announced its intent to acquire so it's not actually doing it, but does not disclose terms. Okay, is higher score an actual ticker? It's not. We're seeing continued. No, that's not where I am. Workday's results this quarter are a testament to strength of our value proposition. Blah 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 blah. Where's your guidance at, dude? I don't care about all your nonsense over here. However, with full platform customer wins and expansions in our base strengthening, international performance partner, 19,000 workmates across the globe, all setting up for an increased fiscal year 2025. Do I even try saying his last name, chat? Eschenbach? Eschenbach? Eschenbach. I think that's right. Workday reiterated its fiscal 2025 subscription revenue guidance of 7.725 and 7.75 versus, where's the damn estimates, man? Give me the estimates. Growth representing 17 to 18%. Okay, the company expects non-GAAP operating margin of 24. Okay, however, the stock went down. We don't really see what the company's estimates are compared to the guidance, so we can't really compare it to anything. We did get a little bit of a down move over here. The market clearly hated the report, I guess, even though everything in the report did look bullish to me. I think this is a little bit of an overreaction, and we might actually have to look for a long well above 280. I don't even think 280 comes into play, but I'm telling you, tomorrow, if 280 comes into play tomorrow, all the way into 275, and 275 to 280 actually holds, there's a monster long here on this position, and I'm sticking with it. That's my call out, and it's non-financial advice. All right, non-financial advice. The first area of resistance for me will be right at where the earnings anchored VWAP is, which is in $289, and then above that, basically 300. Even psychological number. You can even cancel the 300 area and just wait for the yesterday's low into 305 no 306.60 to come into play. But for me, I'm just gonna leave my area at 300. Now let's go to the next stock on board, iRobot. People said iRobot was expected to move around quite volatilely. Is that the right way to say it? My goodness. Quite a bit, because their deal canceled and the stock was moving around quite a bit. If anyone's wondering why I'm looking this way, I am just trying to find a link for us. Give me a second. There we go. Shout out to Wayne for this link. Shout out to Wayner. So real quick, earnings watch for tomorrow. Notable lows pre-market. American Tower, AMT. Okay, didn't even know about that. AutoZone pre-market. Or no, this one might be after hours. Yeah, these are all after hours. Yeah, liars. These are all after hours. All day, the Nasdaq is due to release the latest update on short interest positions. Okay, that's pretty cool. All day, investors include Whirlpool Investors Day and Cisco's business update call and fireside chats for AMC Networks and Cinemark at JP Morgan conference. No one cares about that. 4-day Geneva International Motor Show begins. One of the most anticipated debut at the event will be the Renault 5 Electric. They still make cars? They even exist anymore? I don't see their cars at all. Maybe they're more European than like North American, right? They're probably more European. Renault. Fresh off the dismissal earnings update, Lucid Motors Air model fuck you, Lucid, you're bullshit. BMW coming out with another car apparently, or talking about some cars, while the German automaker BMW, Mercedes, and Audi are skipping. Never mind, they're skipping this year's show. Chinese automaker BYD and Yang Wang will be showcasing models. BYD, for those of you who don't know, is one of the biggest, or if not actually the single-handedly biggest EV company out there in the world right now to speak of. Not even Tesla. I think BYD beats or trumps Tesla. So this is our kind of a quick synopsis for tomorrow. We do have a lot of stocks over here to talk about, but iRobot, honestly, I don't know if this one's even going to make the cut for me to trade. I'm going to leave it on my watch list, but I'm not really too interested for iRobot at all. So we're going to skip iRobot and kind of prepare for the stocks that are announcing earnings tomorrow pre-market. Oh, AutoZone is tomorrow pre-market. How expensive is AutoZone? Yeah, I'm not trading AutoZone. $2,000. Yeah, right. I'm not trading AutoZone. Lowe's is pre-market. We have that on the watch list. They had AMT as some sort of important stock. Okay, AMT looks pretty important. It's a real estate company. Okay, it's a REIT, real estate investment company. Decent volume. A little bit of a stock range over here. Maybe we'll put it into our watch list to keep an eye out for it. See if it does bring in more volume in the pre-market for us to kind of have our attention drawn to the stock. AMT. What else did they say over here? ARQT and eBay? Is that pre-market or after hours? Don't lie to me now. Why is that not on here? Huh, that's weird. What's ARQT? A biotherapeutic stock? Yeah, this is how you get absolutely rinsed. But possible trades on ARQT. I'm just gonna put it all on my watch list. I'm just gonna do it. ARQT. Insert one more below. eBay. Is SPCE also tomorrow pre-market, or is it tomorrow after hours? It's after hours. That one's after hours, along with Lemonade, along with Beyond Meat. I don't see ARKT anywhere. Rocket Labs, RKLB. Yeah, okay. So that's about it. So eBay is tomorrow pre-market. Most likely we'll put that one on the watch list. SPC after hours, and AutoZone, we're not going to trade it. Anyways, so we're going to quickly grab these 3 stocks, put it into our scraper for the ATR. Grab that, put it into my notes, and now we can go back to the charts. Okay. We do have to do research as to what stocks have their conference calls at what times and so on. I'll save that research for my own time. I won't waste your guys' time for it. But the stocks on the watch for tomorrow for pre-market are NCLH, Lowe's, AMT, ARK2, ARQT, eBay. These are the couple stocks over here that we're going to keep on watch for tomorrow pre-market. I'll do the research on my own. I won't waste your time for it. Basically, we're going to be looking at what time these stocks have their conference calls, and if any of these stocks have a conference call tomorrow at market hours or you know, during 9:30 to 12 o'clock or so. Most likely not going to be trading these stocks tomorrow at all, right? So we'll see what happens. Moving away from the stocks that report tomorrow pre-market, I don't really like to chart the stocks that are reporting in pre-market because they will make a big volatile move in pre-market, at which point I have to completely chart them new again. So I might just wait and chart them in pre-market itself. So no point in me looking at them right now. So we're gonna move into the next few list of stocks, which is Square with the big down move. That beautiful rejection that we had into that $83 coming into, we nailed that high on Square. Oh, give me a second. My niece is being mad at my mom. So cute. Go away. Go away. Okay. So Square made a big rejection over there. Kind of looks like it wants to close the gap, and if it does, I think there's a big long opportunity off the gap close over here, right into that $74 area. So watch out for that move. I have this low coming in. Is that some sort of an after? Oh, that is an after hour low. I do remember that after hour low right into 74, but I think below 74 is that gap close into, where is that number? Right here, 71.55. So we're watching that 75.55, but we do have that after hour / pre-market low that the stock made into $74 to kind of keep an eye out for on Square. So I'm going to put in 74. Under 74 will be 71.50 for supports, and then the only trade I'm basically looking for are longs because the report was pretty damn bullish. This just looks like it was it's a little bit of closing the gap before it gets ready to blast off to the north side. So watching Square tomorrow without a doubt. Another stock that reported earnings on the same day as Square was Carvana. Carvana having a beautiful inside day. I said Carvana, you can expect it's going to trade a half within its range from yesterday, and mostly to the lower end of the side. I guess I was right about one thing, but I was completely wrong about the other thing, which is I did not expect the stock to go back into today's high. It went, yesterday's high. It went exactly into yesterday's high, rejected, and basically formed two very similar candles. Those are two very similar candles. If you ignore the time frame on the stock and just kind of understand what it did today and yesterday, and kind of, I'll put it this way, zoom out on the time, ignore the time frame. Ignore the time frame. Don't think of it as a 1 minute chart. Think of it as a, don't think of it as a 1 day chart. Think of it as a 1 minute chart. If you saw this on the 1 minute where buyers were fighting for this position, but they lost eventually going into the close. Second day, buyers were fighting for the position again, and eventually they lost going into the close, and they pretty much ended in the same areas as yesterday. This does not really look that bullish to me. This looks like it wants to really break this low and plunge to the downside, just plummet right? So you want to be careful for that break over here. And Carvana didn't really have a good report either. They did not have a good report at all. So we're watching that 67 area for the downside action on Carvana, and this looks like a classic 2-bar breakout. Classic 2-bar breakout. You got the exact same candles. This usually comes in at the low of the ranges or at the high of the ranges, right? You'll see 2 bars kind of exactly the same, and then it breaks out. 2 bars. I'm trying to find it for a little bit more example on this very same stock without having to go anywhere else. Right there, 2 bars, and then you'll start getting a little bit of a breakout of that 2 bar. So we got a little bit 2 bar over here on the daily chart, setting up for a little bit of a breakout, major breakout to the upside if that happens, because we're burning a lot of stops, but a little bit of a move to the downside. If we do break to the downside, that still gives some good opportunities over here for a gap fill into $58 or so. $58, that is not even the gap fill. However, the gap fill comes in at $53. I'm calling it 58 or 62 over here somewhere to the downside to keep an eye out for on Carvana. Next stock, Nvidia. Kind of have a step back on Nvidia. I mean, it is giving you still those wonderful $20-$30 ranges to play with, but it's not really that clean right now, and nor are we like in day one type of situation on Nvidia. At the same time, Nvidia, AMD, these stocks sometimes just move without even a need of earnings report, and without a need of earnings report for it to be a day one move. So you could, you know, trade Nvidia every single day if you wanted to at the moment. Right now, however, I'm kind of just stepping back a bit. That is pretty bullish of how we're holding the earnings anchored VWAP again. So this stock could very much set up for another move up. And if the earnings anchored VWAP keeps on holding on the stock, maybe there's a trade over here. Let me just set an alert. Add alert on anchored VWAP is greater than anchored VWAP. No, I'll get that alert. Is crossing down. Yeah, we'll take that. This alert will trigger every time the condition is met, but not more than 1 time per bar. Aw, you suck. Okay. Great. Now we have an alert on anchored VWAP, and we'll see if anchored VWAP comes into play tomorrow on Nvidia. ARM made a monster move today past one of its level. We were talking about that 140 level quite a bit. 140 level finally breaking, giving you a monster move to the upside. Kind of moving back into the all-time high again, but not just yet. We'll wait and see what happens into 150 to 140 tomorrow, and then maybe, I'm not saying it will, but maybe we get an opportunity to play with the all-time high over here on ARM. Keep in mind, ARM is having its what do you call it? Not IPO expiration period, IPO lockup period. IPO lockup period coming up very soon on ARM, at which point I'm expecting quite a bit of opportunities to trade the stock and possibly to the short side. Hopefully to the short side at least. We'll see what happens if it sets up that way. So ARM, keep and watch out for ARM. AMD. Oop, put it in my watch list in the wrong spot. AMD, that's not even AMD. AMD setting up for an all-time high breakout. We're watching that 185 on AMD. Hasn't come into play today either. Hasn't come into play yesterday, but we caught close yesterday. Don't think it's going to come into play without Nvidia getting back above 800, but we're pretty close to that area. We'll see what happens. Micron had a breakout past the 52-week high, almost back into its all-time high, but not there just yet. Coming right back under the 52-week high, though, did not actually find support above the 52-week high of $90, which was like, you know, why were you not able to find buyers there, huh? But they actually managed to go up above 90 later on in the day, but still managed to get back under 90 and not really find buyers at 90. So it was like, 90 at this point though still ends up being an inflection point. Today's high ends up being a little bit of a resistance for us, and above that you do have that all-time high of 97.50 for Micron, and then today's low you could kind of use as support. But in my opinion, honestly, if the stock gets back above this previous all-time high of $90 and is not able to find buyers above there, then any of these areas in between until we go back into 86 don't matter to me. Just don't matter to me. But I'll throw in today's low to keep an eye out for, to see what it does. Maybe it finds buyers at today's low. Today's low actually also ends up being Friday's anchored VWAP low, so maybe there's an opportunity to find some buyers over there. But if there's not, then I'm staying away from this position all the way down to $86. Come on, man. There we go. Next up, Marvell, but Marvell doesn't actually set up the way we want to just yet. It's kind of like AMD. It hasn't really pushed up to that level, and once it does push up to that level, maybe it just rejects and gives us an opportunity to get short. But I'm watching that area. We'll see what happens if Marvell kind of pushes into the 73.50 zone. Maybe we can look for a trade over there. We do have a little bit of a high of 70, but not really too interested on Marvell. More interested in ARM and AMD, Nvidia, and Micron. Makes sense. Why? Because they're the more loved semiconductor stocks of the market. Now, talking about the more loved EV stocks about the market, should we go to Rivian or Li Auto, or maybe I should go to Tesla, because Tesla actually managed to go above 200 today. Shout out to your Tesla lovers. Tesla managed to go tickle 200 today multiple times in the day, which was pretty insane. Shout out to Tesla finally waking up. We got a little bit of a box over here. Looks like that once that box breaks out, we could have some fun with Tesla to the north side around 203 or so. Tesla's getting ready, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, Tesla wants to catch up to that party. It's tired of being left alone. It wants to have party with the big dogs, and it's waking up. So let's see if Tesla can do that for us. Today's low of 192 was exactly the same low for multiple days, and also where the earnings anchored VWAP comes into. However, the earnings anchored VWAP actually is 190.50. But 192 low, which was today's low, all the way into 203 is a couple nice little range that we're watching to see what happens on Tesla. Li Auto made a monster move on that earnings report, but still hasn't really pushed into that 52-week high. So we're kind of watching to see what happens into 52-week high over here on Li Auto. That's not even the 52-week high, is it? That's not even the 52-week high. But yeah, we're watching to see what happens over here on Li Auto to the north side. That damn near all-time high. The report was not that bullish for the stock. So I guess we got some levels to watch over here on Li Auto to the north side. We're watching today's high, which was 41.72 to 42.35, all the way up to 43.35. So we got a little bit of multiple layered zones over here to keep an eye out for. So I'm just gonna say 42 as my first area to watch, and then above 42 we got 43 to keep an eye out for, and above that we got the all-time high of 47.70 to keep an eye out for to the north side. Those are the easy resistance areas that we just have to be patient enough to wait for as the stock pushes up, and in case if it does push up and we want to short it. If you want to long it, you're just looking to take the breakouts of these areas to the north side and join that party that the stock has already started. It has already initiated said party to the long side, which I am not buying. I am not buying. I don't think it was that bullish. But we'll wait and see if the market thinks differently. For the supports, you are using, right here, this little zone of $37. If you are looking for a long, for example, if the stock does flush down, you don't want to see the stock go under 37, especially after the way it traded on the earnings report. If it does get below 37, there is no more long in my opinion at all. You might want to be running away from this trade. Rivian 10 held. Rivian 10 actually held. Now I'm praying I get an opportunity to get long 10 tomorrow, because Rivian actually will not be on SSR tomorrow. I thought it won't be on SSR today, but I was wrong. It will be on SSR today, or sorry, it was on SSR today, but it will be on not SSR tomorrow, and it will be the 100% free to trade. So watch out how Rivian moves around. Might be some opportunities for the long side, but even more opportunities to the short side, especially if the level 10 gets taken out, which I don't think it should, man. I don't think it should. The markets are not really that bearish, and neither was its report. Rivian's report wasn't that bearish either, so watch out for Rivian. Watch out for Rivian. Only level I'm basically watching is that 10 and that 11 area. Beautiful dollar range. The stock has an ATR about $1.15. So I'm basically watching 10 and 11. I don't want to see the stock above 11. I don't want to see the stock below 10. I want to range trade the crap out of it. Let's go to Pan W. Pan Dubskis. Insane reversal on Pan Dubskis over here. Pan W all the way back to 320. So watching Pan Dub to see what happens. I mean, that's a big drop on the earnings report itself, which was bullish. They did guide lower on the report if I remember accurately, but still not that much of a drop was warranted. That's a big drop, and people in the chat were talking about looking for a long trade, swing trade on the stock. Hopefully you caught it, because what a big long move came in on Pandubskis all the way back into 300 from 265. You basically made $50 per share in 2 days. Monster trade over there on PanW. Now you're looking for as to what happens on the stock above this area, above 300. Surprisingly enough, we did close above 300. That's pretty bullish in my opinion. However, the close doesn't hold that much of value to me compared to the overall day's move. We do have a little bit of resistance coming into this 318 to 320 area for me on PanW, so we're gonna watch that as a zone, 318 to 320, and above 320 you're probably just waiting until 330 to come into play as a resistance, if you're only waiting for shorts, that is. If you're looking for a long through 320 is a monster long, because this stock is not done closing its gap yet. Its gap is all the way back into $360, which is damn near a whole $200 move in the stock to the upside. As for supports, I'm looking at $300 first, and then under 300 you can kind of look at where today's low. Also, this happens to be right into that low of 280, 285 to 280 dollars to keep an eye out for as supports on the stock to the downside. So PanW, however, the importance of the stock probably not as important as today, so it downgrades on importance tomorrow into a blue scale. Walmart finally took that split. It had a split from $180 into $50 or so. How long till it goes back into 180? So it's like, why the hell did Walmart even split? Does not make any sense. Maybe they split so they can sell their position without actually selling their position, if that makes any sense. Like, they're creating liquidity and they're selling their position, but they're not really selling their position. They're booking some profits, and all the apes and the retail kind of brings the stock back up to its original value that it once was, and we just let them get out for free, and we brought them value back. You understand what Walmart has been doing for years? Absolutely scamming people every time they split. Where are the split markers? Come on, don't lie, hide from me. There you go. Split, 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 split. Why'd you split at like what was your price at this point, Walmart? What was your price at this point to get down to 1 cent? I guess this is actually fully price adjusted split price. It might not have actually been that price back then, but that's hilarious if it actually was. Imagine they were $1 and they split to a penny. That's hilarious if that happened ever. No, that's probably not what happened. That's probably just the adjusted split price of Walmart compared to all the splits and all the craziness that's happened. But yeah, Walmart with the monster split over here, still trying to go back to the all-time high. It recently did break the all-time high off the earnings report. When it did that, the stock price was $180. Now it kind of just is $60. So we're watching to see what happens into the 60-50, if it can go back into this all-time high and take out the all-time high area for WMT. The Coinbase is coming up next, which is Bitcoin. I see Angry Buddha in the chat talking about Bitcoin already. Angry Buddha, oh my lord. Oh Lord have mercy. Bitcoin going crazy. 55,000 now on Bitcoin. We were just at 53K today. We're now at 55K. Someone's getting liquidated, boys. We got the Bitcoin summer. It's crypto summer, baby. 61K tonight. Chat, 61K tonight. Angry Buddha says GBTC at close bought more. Okay. Yo, we need to check Blue Ocean right now, man. What is what thing doing on Blue Ocean? What is the Coinbase's stock price on the overnight markets on Robinhood? Can anyone check for me? If anyone can check that, I'm trying to see if I can find that price. I can't really see it. Yeah, I can't really find it on my end. Hopefully you guys can. I'd love to see if Coinbase's price in the Robinhood market is running or not, but this is insane. Look at this bad boy Bitcoin, baby. Bad boy Bitcoin. Nice view count, Prad. I am glad. You deserve a lot more views for the quality of content. Those view counts are only because my friends at Think with Bookmap, Alex, rated me. Well, we're not there yet. One day we will. We will get to the view count and a higher view count. But we're only here right now because of our family at Think with Bookmap, our friends with Think with Bookmap, rating us, stopping his stream, and sending his viewers my way, being a very, very nice guy to me. Thank you, Alex. 201.43 on Robinhood, up 4% from close, 4.6% now. Oh my God, they're taking all the edge away from me. We're all the way up 206. Yeah, they're taking the edge out, boys. They're taking the edge out. I mean, if you want the edge, get a market that can give you 24-hour access, Prad. Duh. But this is the after-hour high today. The markets did close at 197.53 for Coinbase. That's why the show is called After the After Hours. Maybe I call this show the Blue Ocean Show because that's what we're doing. We're looking at markets in the Blue Ocean market and we're trading the Blue Ocean market, baby. But yeah, insane move over here on Coinbase to the north side today already. Part of this is because Bitcoin absolutely took off to the north side. You're watching Bitcoin rally at the moment. If you don't want to trade Coinbase, which trades like a Bitcoin leverage ETF, honestly, if you don't want to trade Coinbase, then you can go trade GBTC, something that Alex, or not Alex, Angry Buddha just put into the chat. Go trade GBTC, go trade BITO, go trade IBIT. You got other vehicles, other tools to use if you don't want to use Coinbase. You also got Mara pushing into the all-time high over here, man. Sorry, I lied. Into 52-week high over here, man. So most likely we're looking for that breakout tomorrow. I mean, I don't think there's a bigger catalyst of trade right now. I think all of this watch list that we have just completely got negated and almost irrelevantized. Hopefully that's even a word. I'm just throwing words right now because I'm way so excited for tomorrow, that because these stocks are gonna blast off. We got big moves coming here on Mara, on Riot, on BITO, on Coinbase. Coinbase finally going back into $200, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna be a beauty. Insane moves over here on cryptocurrencies. Nothing else is important anymore. I just don't. I have my next few stocks on the watch list over here are basically are large cap: Apple, Amazon, Google. Do I even care about these stocks anymore? Nope. I'm just gonna quickly. Oh, I do care about Apple. Sorry. Apple 180 is finally coming back into play. With the way the market moved today, if the market goes back down, then most likely Apple 180 short gives you a banger short or a banger long, either way. So watching Apple without fail. Google has... I just told one of our viewers to not touch Google at all. I think it was Barkey. I think it was you, right, Barkey? I said don't touch Google at all. Do not touch Google at freaking all, man. Google is such a news play right now, and you could get absolutely burnt. I don't know what they're doing with their Gemini tool at all. Yeah, This is the Gemini aftermath right now. They're basically trying to eradicate white people at this point with how it's going. Sorry, don't even talk bad about Google, because we are streaming on YouTube. I don't want my channel to get taken down. I love Google. Google's the best. Google's the best. YouTube's the best. All hail YouTube. All hail Google. All hail YouTube. All hail Google. I don't want my channel to get taken down completely. Yeah, you know, they've done that before in COVID era, so you want to be careful. But oh my goodness, man. Google is absolutely just shit in the bed with that Gemini product. I bet you Sundar Pichai coded that code himself, and he coded in, you know, make this software as Indian as possible, because that's what these replies look like. That is exactly what these replies look like. Actually, I don't even need to do this. I just have to do this because we already have a conversation on our Discord server where a friend of mine has been kind of posting screenshots and all this stuff. So I mean, you probably don't need to see that, but look at this stuff. I'm proud to be half white, and this talks about how you shouldn't be proud to be half white. Like, I'm proud to be half black. That's awesome. That's wonderful. Embrace your heritage. It's like, whoa, buddy, step back a bit. What's going on? And then you see all those other ones where Gemini, Google pictures, where it kind of asks you to like where people ask them to create like some sort of an aboriginal or a redhead. I think somebody said create a redhead, and it created like a redheaded woman, and it basically gave a redheaded Indian guy. It was like, whoa, we're getting woke over here, buddy. We're changing gender. We're giving Indian men for redheaded people. It asks redheaded people. What algorithm did you train this AI that it recognized the redhead prompt with Indian people? Like, what algo did you train it off of? What data set did you train this AI off of? So absolute craziness over there. Not sure what the hell is going on with Google Gemini. You want to be careful. I think the stock has a lot more downside right now based on this whole Gemini crisis. I think we have a rogue coder, honestly. I think there's a rogue coder loose in Google, and he is kind of implementing his power, or the wokeness of Google is actually taking over. The wokeness of Disney and all of those enterprises are taking over, and we're kind of seeing it first-hand basis through this step over here. So a lot of things to kind of wrap your head around. Just be careful with Google at the end of the day, guys. Just be careful with Google trades. If you're long Google, maybe just be a little careful. Take your profits. Meta coming back to the downside a little bit, but we're still near that all-time high area, so shout out to Meta. But honestly, I don't think any of these trades matter tomorrow. The only sectors that matter tomorrow is going to be the chip sector and / your AI sector. So stocks like Nvidia, AMD, ARM, Micron, Nvidia probably matter. Tesla might come into play tomorrow if we do get a move on the market to the upside, so watch Tesla. But most importantly, it's your Coinbases, it's your Amazon, it's your Mara, Riot, Bitcoin based stocks, because the way Bitcoin's moving right now, I mean, we are now at 57,000. This is nuts. This is absolutely insane. Yeah, cryptocurrencies are blasting off tonight. What's his face? Peter Schiff is eating his boxers right now. Absolutely pissed off and punching holes into walls for the move that cryptocurrencies are throwing in his face. Shout out to Peter Schiff. Absolutely getting destroyed if he's short, and that's what we like to see. The Winklevi brothers are very, very happy, obviously, with this move. I mean, dude, what is going on with cryptocurrencies? What's going on over here? Let's go, chat. Let's go. My cryptocurrency. Let's see where my Bitcoin is right now at. Why did I even take profits a little bit on Bitcoin today? I literally took profit on Bitcoin today because I was like, this could return back to the downside. I don't want it to go back down. So let me take some profits on my cryptocurrencies. And I'm so pissed off now. Damn it, man. I'm now 32% up on crypto. Do I take more, chat? Yeah, I'm almost flat on Ethereum and I'm 32% up on Bitcoin. I'm going to Vegas, baby. Yeah, right. You are, Prad. Shut your dumb ass up. But boy, let's go. Bitcoin 57,000. Do we actually see 61K tomorrow is the question. Crypto's almost at all-time high, guys. Did I close any web pages? Oh shit, I am closing web pages. Did my web pages close? Okay, there we go. We're good. We're good. Oh, I almost closed my tabs. You guys know how much I love my tabs. I can't be closing tabs like that. My goodness. Let's go take a look at the market breadth for today. We had 341 stocks up 4% today. More. We're actually big up today on the day. And the market still was down on the day, surprisingly enough. Okay, weird. What else is important? 5-day ratio. Not sure what that means. Okay, I'm pretty sure I need to learn more about this sheet anyways. Number of stocks up 25% in the quarter. Not bad. We're seeing more stocks go up in the quarter. Not bad at all. We kind of fell back down a bit, but now we're seeing them go back up. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. More stocks maybe kind of moving from here to here. So shout out to that. Oh no, this is down. Yeah, exactly. More stocks moving from down from here to flat and here flat to the positive. Kind of what you want to see when the market is near goddamn all-time highs, right? QQQ basically into all-time highs. S&P 500 was a lot stronger than QQQ today, and you can see that on the chart too. S&P 500 in a way better all-time high area, whereas QQQ basically looking like it wants to reverse back to the downside and come back down. Part of this could be the overall problem that Google has initiated. Apple was also pretty heavy today. Apple was struggling to the downside. Amazon looked like it wanted to go up multiple times in the day, but they got weighed down. Amazon actually looked to take out that 52-week high. It did so successfully, but struggled a little bit. So a lot of stocks actually did try to go up, but I think Apple and Google just did not allow them to do so, and they all got rejected back down today. Tesla had a monster move. This is the only one that kind of had a reversal. So we're waiting to see if maybe tomorrow we could see all of these stocks go up, maybe all of these stocks go down. Either way, cryptocurrency is the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we are going to be watching without fail. Couple chats coming in over here. LUNR lot loses 34% after tipping over on the moon. That's right. I wonder who called it, John. I wonder who called it. I wonder who told you that that thing did not land at all. It is absolutely fugazi, and you should probably go short on that stock, huh? Only if there was a stream at night where somebody calls it exactly how it is every single time for you. I don't know. I don't know if there was one, but if there is one, maybe you'll hit that like and subscribe and share it with your friends and family. Hopefully you'll do that. But thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Wonderful episode. I mean, I'm already well past the time that I wanted to be. Already well past the time I wanted to be. I need to go walk my dog. I need to go eat some dinner. So it's kind of running late. I don't really have any other stocks I want to talk about. We talked about all the main stocks on my watch list. I don't really care about any of these large caps tomorrow, honestly. I think the cryptocurrency moves, which let me color them orange. I think these cryptocurrency moves will honestly be everyone's main focus off the open and probably main focus throughout the day. Some other main focuses, main squeeze as they call it. Some other main focuses coming in over here with the earnings board over here with Unity, Zoom, Workday, all of which actually moved around quite a bit. You got a couple other stocks that are coming out with earnings after hours, so watch out for those. Stocks that already reported earnings already. You got the AI sector or the chip sector if you want to call it. But most importantly, I just care about the cryptocurrency right now. The cryptocurrency sector got me rock hard. I don't have any levels for Coinbase. Let me quickly fix that. Let me quickly fix that. Color orange, l'orange, Coinbase. Let's go see where this one is. Oh yeah, we did talk about it, right, chat? We talked about Coinbase. It's about like at $200. Somebody said in the chat that they saw on Robinhood. So Coinbase over here already above 200. You got some levels over here that the earnings day high to keep an eye out for in case it does pull back for some supports. You got today's high for a pullback of supports to test into. These anchor VWAPs should start getting drawn up a lot harder. Did we get pushed into at least 57, 58k? I think we did get pushed into 57k, right? Yeah, 57k on Bitcoin over here. This is the 5-minute chart. Let's go see if some sellers have come in now on Bitcoin Wisdom. I don't really see much. Is this the spread of where the sellers are? Like, this is the DOM, right? I think that's the DOM. Whoa, blue color. What's going on? What's with the blue colors? I forgot what blue color is. Did someone subscribe? Oh, it was subscribe. Now I remember, subscription. Green is member, and RGB was a donation. I think that's what it was. Someone sent a donation and test if it's an RGB. I'm joking. Don't test donations. You don't have to do any donations. However, donations are appreciated. You don't have to do any donations. We're just looking at the Bitcoin DOM right now. Where are the buyers and the sellers? You're seeing the I'm guessing these are the sellers and these are the buyers. And this is the time of sales over here, the aggregated time of sales. Usually a pretty good tool over here to use if you're trading stocks like BITO, or should I say ETFs like BITO and GBTC, or stocks like Coinbase, Mara, Riot, and so on. So pretty good tool. If anyone needs this website, I'm gonna spam it in the chat. Make sure you go check it out. Go check it out. Urban Trader says AI and Sound. I don't really care about either of those. I mean, I know SoundHound moved pretty crazily today. Yeah, I don't really care about it. I don't care about either of those. Coinbase is gonna take all my interest for tomorrow. SoundHound's such a scam of a stock. I think what Nvidia said they own them or something, and C3 AI. I mean, nah, C3 AI is even more not important to me tomorrow. Until C3 AI goes into this $32, I really don't care. Tomorrow is going to be all Coinbase, Mara, Riot, because we're going to go into new levels on all of these stocks. New levels that we haven't been in until a long time. SoundHound does not matter to me. No, does not matter. Going into the next sector, or the next part is tomorrow's economic calendar. Tomorrow's economic calendar looking a little busy, a little busy. Obviously, I thought today was a little busy, but today was actually a little dead. Obviously, it was a little busy if you're looking at home-based stocks. It was busy for building permits. It was busy for new home sales and so on. Why is that stuck at blue? Oh, did it just change blue? What happened? Ani coming in with a $2 super chat, but did that just flash blue? Should have flashed like RGB. Ani coming in with a $2 test super chat, I think. Was that a test super chat? I appreciate it. Thank you, Ani. I told you didn't have to do that. But tell me at least it flashed RGB for us. Actually, let me see what it does. Oh, it did do something. I'm a butterfly. There you go. That's what it's supposed to do. Yay! Cool. The integration works. Hey, don't use my integrations. Anyways, coming to tomorrow's economic calendar. Ani, once again, thank you for the $2 super chat. Hopefully you're doing better. Get well soon. Tomorrow's economic calendar, a little busy. 8:30 core durable goods coming in. Anything at 9 o'clock. House price, nothing really. 9 o'clock. S&P 500 comp. Nothing really over here. CB consumer confidence at 10 o'clock. That's something. Fed bar coming in at 9:05 just before market opens. Thank you, amazing. You're the best for making that decision over there. Atlanta Fed GDP at 11:30. 7-year auction note, a little important on that one. It's not as important as like those smaller time period, but it's a little important for this one. That's right, I turned it off, Blind Jedi, because you guys were tricking me with using those colors by thinking that someone donated or something. So I got tripped out, so I turned off those commands. I turned it off, but I think police is a command. Maybe I can turn it on, but oh wait, it is on. Oh god damn it, I thought it was off. Does that mean it went through? He did trigger it. Did it go through? Oh, I thought it didn't go through. I thought it turned it off. Oh well. Oh well. I'll leave him on. I'll leave him on. It's supposed to go through. Come on, go through. There you go. Wee-woo, wee-woo. All right. You guys are gonna have a lot of fun with that one, I know. Economic calendar though, pretty important. Exactly at 8:30 and then 11 o'clock. So be a little careful. We do have consumer confidence at 10 o'clock also. So keep an eye out for the economic calendar. You gotta know exactly what times things are being announced, or you're gonna get caught off guard, and it's not fun when you get caught off guard. Let's quickly go see if any stock moved drastically in the after hours, especially any small cap stock moving drastically after hours. Don't see any one of them so far, but we did see ZVSA today. I took that ZVSA long through the halt. ZVSA, ZVSA, or ZVSA, however you want to say it. I did take that long today on that stock right there to $2, and I took some profits into $2.50, and then I got stopped out on my last few shares back into $2. There was a halt right here. I can show you on the 1 minute chart maybe. Right there. So I got into the halt, and then it opened up off the alt, and I got out a little bit of my price, and then I tried to hold for a bigger trade. Did not do anything for me that I wanted to, sadly. So ZVSA just died off, but maybe tomorrow other small caps pick up for us to take a look at, and then we can have some fun with those small caps. Also, quick reminder, maybe not a reminder because it's actually my first time telling you this. Tomorrow is the day one of Trade Ideas short only competition. So they have a short only competition for premium members on Trade Ideas, and if you win that short only competition, you get 2.4k Amazon gift card. So $2,400 Amazon gift card. You have to trade on their simulated account. You get 401,000 buying power, and you can trade basically any ETFs, any stocks, any shorts you want. Put it through the system, trade over there, and if you do end up winning, if you end up making the most money, the highest P&L on that test, you get a nice little gift card, and you also get interviewed for Trade Ideas. So go check out that contest if you already are a Trade Ideas member. If you're not a Trade Ideas member, go use my link down below in the description and use the code PRAD15 to get 15% off at the checkout, and then you can then apply to be in the contest if you care about the contest, that is. But more importantly, you get access to an amazing tool that can chart, scan stocks for you, and find the stocks, exactly the stocks that you like to be involved in when they set up to start trading and so on. So go check out my sponsor down below in the description, Trade Ideas. I can't wait to be part of this contest, but I don't think I'm gonna win this contest. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm gonna win this contest. There's gonna be some absolute degens in that contest trading small caps and just smashing the whole 401,000 buying power. Sure, I can see that happening. It's absolutely gonna happen. What's up, says Ani. What's up? What the hell is this? Oh, it's my necklace. I thought it was like something hanging on my neck. What the hell was that? Okay, it was my necklace. And we can still call you Pradley, says Tejas Pedro. 100%, bro. Pradley Cooper, Pradley Pitt, Pradley Beal, yeah, I don't know anymore, man. I don't know anymore. Pradley's good. Pradley's good. That's what Sharif used to call me, Pradley. That's what Sharif used to call me. No one actually called me Pradley besides Sharif. That's weird that I remember that, surprisingly enough. P-Dog. That sounds gross. Sounds like dog needs to pee. That sounds gross. Thanks for the super chat, says Blind. Yes, thank you, Ani, for the super chat. Much love, much love. Please hit that like, subscribe. 83 viewers, but 14 likes. That's because 83 of them are probably absolute bots who just sit there and they don't comment on anything. They just, like, they're probably AFK, honestly. They're probably sleeping after 4 o'clock ends. They probably go to bed and they just leave Think with Bookmap stream on, and they just keep watching it overnight, I bet. They're just probably robots, bro. There's something hanging on your neck. Yeah, it's a necklace. My chain. It looked like something was hanging off my beard though, which looked gross, but no, it was my. Anyways, that was it. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow 8 o'clock, same time, same place. You know where to be for after the after hour show. We're gonna have a lot of fun, a lot of stocks reporting earnings for the rest of this week, and we still have a very, very important week. This is the final week of February. A lot of options are going to be expiring. Lots of movements are going to be happening throughout the week. We already had Amazon and Uber going into the Dow Jones Industrial Index, or ETF. A lot of other stocks are most likely going to be reweighted and moving around very, very soon. So keep watching for big moves happening on the markets. Study those moves, analyze those moves. February is going to be a big close to the month. Can't wait to see if it's going to help us or break us, and then we'll wait to see where March sets up for. Until then, make sure you keep tuning in to your boy TraderPrad. We will be here Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. and on Sundays at 6 p.m. Make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, and have a great trading day tomorrow. I'm gonna go walk my birthday boy. I'm gonna go walk my Coco. Unless he's in bed, he's probably not gonna be wanting to be walked, but I'm gonna go walk my little doggo right now, and then I'm gonna eat dinner, and it's time for me to hit the bed after that. So have a good night, chat. See you guys next time. Until then, peace.